Hey everybody, welcome to the Shrimp City Report, the Low Country's #1 podcast of everything but religion and politics, unless we get paid to talk about those. So today we have Hot Rod Walt on. He is going to be performing at Rockabillaque, the annual Rockabilly Fest here in Charleston, in Park Circle, actually, where we are. We have young DJ sitting in as well, as always. How you doing, DJ?
Doing great.
That's good. So Hot Rod Walt is one of the performers, kind of a key performer from what I've talked to several of my friends that have seen him, and we really wanted to make sure that we got him on. Well, I mean, we were reading through your bio. It's pretty fat. I mean, it really is. You know, there's a lot of stuff in there as far as you playing and your rep. How long have you been playing rockabilly or roots or whatever?
Well, the Psychobilly have been together since 2002.
Okay.
But prior to that, and my other bands I had an alternative drop D tune, kind of like a Temple Pilots kind of style thing.
Really?
But I was the guy with the hollow body guitar with flames on it and a pompadour and a fancy suit.
Yeah.
So for all those years, people would walk in and go, Rockabilly band. I'm like, no, I wish.
Now, you started out in New Jersey, right, and moved to Florida?
Yeah, I was born and raised in extremely rural northern New Jersey, like in the Poconos, like where New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania come together, just cows and mountains and the Appalachian Trail in my backyard, literally. And then I was there until I was 22 or 3, and I moved to Florida, to Sarasota, Southwest Florida. I was there 18 years, and then I wore that out, and then I came up here to Atlanta. I've been here 19 years now.
Was there a big change in the music scene going from New Jersey to Florida? I imagine it would be like culture shock almost.
Well, my real music career didn't really start until I got to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing there was really good for me is that they most of the places didn't want cover bands because they didn't want to pay the royalties. And since I had nothing but originals, I got hired. So that was really good for me. I had an acoustic duo for 8 years called Acoustic Boulevard, 85 original songs, no covers. And then my partner and I got divorced. We both ended up being single guys, and we ended up putting electrical guitars on and wrote 50 new songs and put those 85 on a shelf and went out and killed it like that. And then that band started to fall apart, and I had started up Psychobilly on the side. And once I put that out there, then it just really, my career took off.
Right now, you've done many genres of music, you know, between the alternative, the acoustic, all that. Do you really draw on that with the stuff you're writing now? Or we've listened to several of the songs. Are you just kind of staying with that rockabilly, that kind of groove right now?
Yeah. Do you have any inspirations or anything?
We're not really a rockabilly band.
Okay.
I play some rockabilly songs, you know, I mean, I have 14 albums, right? And, but every record it's got rockabilly on it, and it's got country, and it's got some blues, and it's got some psychobilly, and it's got some like stuff bordering on alternative stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's straight up twanging guitars, but then there's also songs that have pedal steel and fiddle and it just like mix it up. So like, it's kind of like, you can't pigeonhole me, you know, it's all different. If you don't, some bands will go out there and it's what they do. It's fine, but they'll go out there and they'll play an hour of like the same exact song.
Yeah.
Or you listen to their record and it's the same song, start to finish, just some different words, but they use the same inflections in their voice and the same 3 chords. My records are, you don't know what's coming next. And if you don't like it, just wait 3 minutes.
Now, notice that with this song, I think the joke's on me is pretty subdued. It's not exactly a rip-roaring song. But then the SS Kragers song it's almost, you know, prototype of
straight up rockabilly-ish, whatever.
Yeah, it is.
Rock and roll song, yeah.
Yeah, and that, of course, I love that just because growing up in the 70s and 80s and muscle cars, I mean, that was the epitome of the mags you put on the cars in Charleston.
We'd be definitely kicking ourselves, too, if we didn't talk about all the hobbies you have with your muscle cars and pinstriping. The pinstriping stuff was fascinating to me.
I've pinstriped 500 Gretsch guitars for Gretsch.
Holy smokes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so I have like my own line of Gretsch guitar, and they're all over the world. What they did is they would fly me out to California to the big warehouse out there, and what they would do is they would have, let's say they have in their guitar line, let's just call it 100 styles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's really probably not that many, but let's just call there's 100 cubicles in the wall, and there's each different style in that cubicle. Well, that particular one over there is currently not selling.
Mm-hmm.
They call them dusty boxes. So if they want to get rid of those dusty boxes, they got to do something to add value, to spice them up, to make them go away. So they would have 50 of this one kind of guitar and 75 of this one and 120 of that one that aren't selling. They would have me pinstripe them, and they would all sell the same day, every one of them. And that would open up a cubicle or a spot to put a new model. They can only have so many models because, they got to have like a plan, So they got to get rid of one before they can put a new one in the lineup. So I was the cleanup crew, and they had me come in. Even one day I was there, and I was striping a couple different models, like hundreds of guitars, And they had all these reps from all over the world, these different music stores there. And the Gretsch guy, the Gretsch rep, was giving them a pitch, oh yeah, well, we got this and this model, this is new. But we also have these guitars, and we have this artist from Atlanta here. In fact, he's here right now. You want to come see what he's doing? And they brought him into my big room where all these guitars, hundreds of guitars on the wall. And the people came in, and guys with notepads, and these dealers from all over the world were like, I'll take that, and I'll take 8 more. I'll take 20 of these. I'll take 50 of those. And that's before they were even done.
Yeah.
I just saw a few samples. And that day, I sold 200 guitars like that.
You must be very proud about that. Did they give you leeway on how you design them and how you pinstripe them? Or do they give you kind of, this is the pattern we want to see?
Whatever I wanted to do. And the only rule was that they all had to be different.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
That's the best part.
I just did whatever I wanted to do. They had another guy that had pinstriped some guitars for him, but every guitar was exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one, you could see them. They're all exactly the same. They have some different colors, but they're all exact same pattern. But mine had to be all completely different. And that's kind of hard to do.
So that's fantastic. So, I mean, those are super custom guitars. And
Yeah.
I'm sure they have to be collector's items.
They're all one-off. They're truly one-off numbered.
Hell, it's amazing enough to be endorsed by Gretsch to begin with, as you are, but also to be contributing to the mystique of the coolest guitars actually ever made, in my opinion.
My favorite line or explanation that my Gretsch rep at the time, he says, "You are now a part of Gretsch lore."
I would get a tattoo of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, it's just neat. Part of Gretsch lore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do all this pinstriping, and I do custom flame jobs and stuff. But I do have a big car collection. I have a lot of cool custom cars and hot rods, and most of my cars either have wide white wall tires or Krager Super Sport wheels on them.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's a big thing. That's what that song. It's about my '57 Chevy and my '62 Corvette, and I have a couple little shorty, like shag and wagon shorty Chevy vans, the shag carpet and the side pipes and all that. And my little '34 Ford Coupe. I love Krager SS wheels,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They look incredible on, old boogie vans from the 70s and stuff.
Yeah.
So that, while we're on that subject, let's take a break and listen to the song, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
My old Chevy, she runs out good, like the flames all across the hood. A high school hot rod, yeah, that's my flavor, with roadside pipes and nail, says Krager. You gotta know if it was up to me, there ain't another wheel that I want to see. There ain't nothing that looks better than roadside pipes and nail, says Krager. I always dreamt of a red Corvette, the kind of car that you ain't seen yet. Blanked out paint that just screams danger, with roadside pipes and nails, says Krager. You gotta know if it was up to me, there ain't another wheel that I want to see. There ain't nothing that says Gregor. You gotta know if it was up to me, there ain't another wheel that I wanna see. But there ain't nothing that looks better than drum side pipes and nails, says Gregor. Tranny and a blow to school. It's so pretty, I don't want to race her with them chrome side pipes and nails, says Gregor. You gotta know if it was up to me, there ain't another wheel that I want to see. There ain't nothing that looks better than chrome side pipes and nails, says Gregor. Chrome side pipes and nails, says Gregor. Chrome side pipes and nails, says Gregor.
Yeah, my favorite line in that song is the third verse is I got a hot shorty van so keen, a shag carpet covered love machine.
Mm-hmm.
I take her for a ride and I ain't got a beggar with them chrome side pipes and SS Kragers.
That's so awesome. But I remember once when I was a little kid, my uncle had like a 72 Vet and had side pipes. And first thing I did getting out of it after a ride was the exposed calf right on it. So
I'd like to say that you only do it once, but that's not true.
So how much do you tour? Are you kind of a homebody, or are you? What do you think of festivals like what you're going to be playing soon?
Well, we've been everywhere. We've been 4 continents, 12 countries, 280 cities. Before COVID, we were playing 150 shows a year. Then COVID kind of really kicked us pretty hard and kind of changed that. But since I've added doing my acoustic shows, my duo gigs, I'm able to keep up with, my show schedule pretty good. Psychobilly's show schedule is a little bit less, but I'm still playing a lot. Just strip back a little bit. But yeah, I mean, we play a lot. We always bring our A game, and I like doing festivals. It's different, we play bar gigs, or whatever. And, we're playing 3-4 hours straight, no break. Back in the day, back before COVID, we would play almost 95% of our shows were 4 hours straight, no break, 100 shows a year. Counted out because we didn't want to lose anybody.
Yeah.
Built our reputation. And then after COVID, they stopped running shows so late and starting shows earlier and more sit down crowds than stand up rowdy crowds. It's changed the dynamics of everything. That's why it's kind of nice to do some of these festivals because they're all there for the same reason. We go to Europe. Europe is like we play Euro Disney in Paris and a couple other big, huge events like that. And it's stand up, rowdy, fun.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. Rockabilly Q, and you've played it before, I believe, the one in Charleston.
Several times.
Yeah. So I think it's really good. And I like how it does. It attracts super fans as well. Folks that'll be, dancing in the style. And I really get a kick out of it.
The dressing up's always my favorite. Seeing how people...
It doesn't really attract all the civilians, is what I call them.
Right.
Civilian types. It's the people that are into the custom culture scene.
Yeah, the devotees of it. And that's
culture.
Yep.
Right. It's spelled with K, custom culture, but it's all people that dressed apart. They're into the cars, the music, the dancing, the whole vibe, the tiki vibe, the these thing, the punk rock thing. It's like a whole, and the pinstriping, the art, all that stuff is all part of the custom culture scene. And Simon's been able to really capture that there because there's not a lot of those shows on the East Coast anymore.
Right. So it's great that we get it all in one little place and the son and I can just walk over there and check it out.
That's the best part.
We're going to wrap it. Where can people find you, or what else do you want to plug real quick?
Of course, just psychobilly.com.
Okay.
It's always updated. Got all this shows on it, and it has video clips of everything and video clips of my TV shows and movies that I'm part of, all that stuff. And of course, on YouTube, there's hundreds and hundreds of video on YouTube. And of course, on every other social media platform there is, and Spotify and all that stuff as well. There's all the music's everywhere. The videos are everywhere. Just get on the old Google machine and put in Hot Rod Walt or Psycho DeVille.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say that Skinny McGee was like, you got to get Hot Rod Walt on here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's been a part of our Psycho DeVille's family, so to speak, since the beginning. And we played gigs with him right from the get out. Good guy.
All right. So we thank everyone for coming by again on the podcast. And DJ, say bye.
And see you later. Thanks again, Walt. Appreciate it.
You bet.
See you all. Bye.